Hey everyone, welcome. So you're drowning in data, right? We're talking analytics, backups, machine learning, the whole shebang. And the biggest question is always, where in the world do you put it all? Well, today, we are diving deep into cloud object storage. Our goal, to help you pick the absolute best foundation for your data lake. All right, here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about the modern data problem, why this is even a challenge. Then, we'll look at the solution, object storage. After that, we're going to pop the hood on the most popular option out there, Amazon S3. And of course, we'll cover the super important topic of security before wrapping up with a checklist to help you make the perfect choice for you.
You know, it feels like every single company out there, maybe yours too, is just creating a mountain of data. And we're not just talking about neat little spreadsheets anymore. Nope, we're talking about all that unstructured stuff, images, system logs, videos. The old school file folders we all grew up with, they just can't handle this kind of scale.
I absolutely love this analogy from Rajas Abhyankar. It just nails it, doesn't it? This isn't some minor technical choice. It is a huge strategic decision about where your company's most valuable asset, your data, is going to live, grow, and thrive for years to come.
So what's the answer to this data mountain problem? Well, for modern data lakes, the answer is hands down object storage. This technology was literally built from the ground up to handle massive, and I mean massive, amounts of unstructured data cheaply, reliably, and with the kind of crazy scalability that modern businesses demand.
Okay, so what's the big deal here? It really boils down to one key difference. Unlike that rigid folder inside a folder structure we're all used to, object storage has a flat structure. And that one simple change is the secret sauce. It's what allows it to scale almost infinitely, making it the go-to choice for all things modern data.
So in this world, you've basically got three big players, three cities to choose from. Let's break them down. You've got Amazon's S3, which is the oldest and most established. That means it has the biggest ecosystem of tools that plug right into it. Then there's Microsoft's Azure Blob Storage. If your company's already a big Microsoft shop, this is a natural fit. Plus, it has something called a hierarchical namespace, which is a fancy way of saying it can act more like the folders you're used to. That's a huge win for certain types of big data jobs. And finally, Google Cloud Storage. It really shines when you're doing heavy-duty machine learning or using their powerhouse analytics tools like BigQuery.
And when we talk about reliability, I mean, the numbers are just mind-blowing. Look at this. This is the promised durability for Amazon S3, 11 nines. So what does that actually mean? Well, it's designed so that if you stored, say, 10 million files, you could expect to lose just one of them once every 10,000 years. Yeah, that is the level of peace of mind we are talking about here. It's just incredible.
All right, to really get a feel for how all this works, we're going to get our hands dirty and take a closer look at the market leader, Amazon S3. And the best part is, once you really get the core concepts here, you'll pretty much understand how all object storage services work. They all follow the same basic playbook.
Everything, and I mean everything, in S3 starts with something called a bucket. The easiest way to think of it is just as a master folder for a project or a data set. But here's the crucial part. Its name has to be unique across the entire world. Just like a website's domain name, no two can be the same.
And making one, it's super simple. You just give it that unique name, pick a geographical region, and you're pretty much good to go. But I want you to pay close attention to step 5. See that? By default, block all public access is checked. That is a critical security feature, and we're going to come back to that in a bit.
Okay, so if the bucket is your main folder, then the objects are, well, they're the files you stick inside. An object is your actual data, the image, the video, the log file. And the key? That's just its unique name inside that bucket. It often looks just like a regular file path, which helps keep everything nice and organized.
But here's where it gets really cool. S3 is way more than just a place to dump files. It has some incredibly powerful features. Versioning, for instance, is basically your ultimate undo button. It keeps old copies of your files, so if you accidentally delete something important, you can get it back. No sweat. And lifecycle management? Oh, this is a game changer for your wallet. You can set up rules to automatically move terabytes of old logs from expensive, fast storage to a super cheap archive. You could slash that part of your bill by over 90% without ever lifting a finger.
Okay, talking about all these powerful features naturally leads us to the one topic that's on everyone's mind, security. I mean, when you have all your company's crown jewels in one place, keeping it safe has to be priority number 1.
This is the real question, isn't it?
the one that can keep data managers up at night. You've built this amazing data lake, you're getting incredible insights from it, but how do you make absolutely sure that it is completely and totally locked down?
And the answer is so important. It's built on one core principle. S3 is secure by default. Your data is private from the very second you create the bucket. You have to take explicit, intentional steps to make anything public. Security isn't an afterthought, it's the starting point.
So let's run through your security checklist, okay? First, that block public access setting. It's your first and best line of defense, and it is on by default. Just leave it that way. Second, your data is automatically encrypted. You don't even have to think about it. And third, for really fine-grained control, you use something called IAM policies. Think of them as just rule books that you write to say exactly who or what can access your data and what they're allowed to do.
All right, we've gone through the what, the how, and the why. We've talked about security. Now it's time to bring it all home and give you the tools you need to make the right call for your specific situation.
Think of this slide as your final decision-making guide. It really comes down to this: which provider fits your company's needs best? For instance, if you're all in on Google's analytics and AI tools, well, Google Cloud Storage is probably your best bet. If your work looks more like traditional big data jobs that really need that folder-like structure, then you should definitely look at Azure. But if your top priority is maximum compatibility with the widest range of tools out there, then Amazon S3 is almost always the safest and broadest choice. It's all about matching the platform's strengths to your unique puzzle.
And that brings us right back to where we started, with that city analogy. You've seen the neighborhoods, you know about the infrastructure, you know about the security, so now the only question left is, which cloud city are you moving your data to? Thanks for joining me.